Meekness is actually strength under control, strength that keeps its cool and doesn't show out. All praises, because that is exactly the woman that I'm becoming. That is exactly who I see myself as. Hello, Ego Diana here. Welcome back to EGO Initiative, where we create self-care systems to help us live our best lives and support our communities without sacrificing our health. Happy Wellness Wednesday, you all. In this video, I'm going to be continuing along with this series, What Self-Care Has Taught Me. Today, I'm going to be sharing what self-care has taught me about myself. So this is going to be kind of like a get to know me type video, but more specifically in terms of my wellness journey. I started my wellness journey around 2016. Seriously, I've been practicing a level of self-care at some points in my life. However, when I was younger, it was always seen as selfish, and I was always doing it from a space of lack. I would practice self-care whenever I felt like I was lacking, which was almost all the time. The way that that came off to other people was I was always trying to be by myself. I was always trying to do things for myself, and so I could easily see how that came off as selfish. But I've always been about finding ways to do things for myself and grow myself and learn myself so that I could be the best daughter, sister, friend, student, etc. For as long as I've known, I've always been an overachiever, and I've always wanted to present my best self to folks. And so eventually, as I started to grow up, that was the goal, was to be the best person I can be. And then in 2016, I experienced a lot of personal trials and tribulations. I was in a relationship with someone that I thought I was going to marry. We became pregnant, but I had a miscarriage, and that really shook my world and forced me to get serious about who I am and what I was choosing, because I found myself being in toxic relationship after toxic relationship, not on just their part, but on my part as well, because I was just so lost, and I was trying to find folks to fill a particular type of void, again, because I grew up feeling a sense of lack, so to speak. After my miscarriage, it was definitely a wake-up call for me. I removed myself from that relationship. I certainly did not want to ever bring another child into this world without getting my stuff together. I really wanted to focus in on who I was and the choices I was making, and I wanted to be able to trust myself in decision making, because I kept finding myself in these toxic relationships and partnerships and friendships, and because I was terrified that I had almost brought a child into this world without taking care of my own traumas and healing myself, and I didn't want to transfer on generational curses to my future children. That was really the push I needed to start taking my health and wellness very seriously. And I was definitely not prepared to be married to nobody. I was not prepared to be in no relationship. And so instead I focused on my relationship with myself, and then my relationship with God and what that looked like. And if I said that I believed, then what was I actually doing with my life? So that brought me back to the scriptures and learning who I am. And then I started thinking about who I was engaging with online and physically who I was hanging around. I found people like Sheila Marie, where I learned more about meditation, and then I found my coach online as well. The new vision for EGO was actually formed around that time as well. I was like, I'm not seeing these communities that I'm finding online that have to do with wellness. I wasn't seeing that in Toronto, and in the physical aspect, I wasn't seeing folks coming together to talk about their wellness and sharing tips and tools in that way. And so I wanted to create what I didn't see, as most of us usually do. Fast forward to about 2017, I think, or 2018, a colleague of mine, we were facilitating a workshop at a middle school. The workshop series that we put on had to do with self-identity versus social identity. After one of our sessions, he had asked me, how would you describe yourself? Like, give me 3 words you use to describe yourself if someone didn't know you. One of the words that I picked was meek, and I remember his reaction. He was a little, taken aback. I don't know why I said meek, to be honest. I don't think that I fully had a full understanding of what meek means. I think that I still had that idea that meek was submissive, and I have a very quiet power. I observe people first before I let you in. I'm very calming and gentle and all of that stuff that you would associate with meekness, but in society it has more of a negative connotation where it seems more like docile. Even the word submissive has negative connotation in today's society as well. I think that's why he had that reaction. However, what I was trying to say was that I'm trying to work towards being a more calmer person, because when I was younger, I was very angry. Like I said in the previous video with my sister, she had described me as a ticking time bomb. And so eventually over the years, I was trying to work towards someone who was very calm and gentle and things of that nature. And so in retrospect, I think that that word was accurate. Part of the reason why I said that too is I just started getting back into the scriptures, and I knew that meekness was a fruit of the spirit, and so that's what I wanted to work towards, and so that's probably why I threw that out there. I'm always talking about the importance of defining things for ourselves. I came across a definition of meekness that I really resonates with. I'm going to read a few lines from a book I've been reading recently. It's called The Power of Femininity. I'm looking down because I have the book right here with me. The Power of Femininity, Rediscovering the Gift of Being a Woman by Michelle McKinney Hammond. She is a Black woman. The line that I want to read was, "This is what I would like us to consider together. The world has definite ideas about what power looks like, but God's view of power is very different. Meekness is actually strength under control, strength that keeps its cool and doesn't show out." All praises, because that is exactly where I'm trying to be. That is exactly the woman that I'm becoming. That is exactly who I see myself as. And so it was accurate to describe myself as me. And I say all of that to say one of the first things that self-care has taught me about myself is my strength. Now, when I say my strength, I don't mean like physical strength, but my ability to endure. I've been through a lot of things in my life. Practicing self-care at a high level and consistently has taught me that I can get through a lot more than I give myself credit for. You know, as a people, as Black folks, as people of color, as an indigenous people, as Latino people, we know that we are very resilient communities considering all the things that have happened to us. And so self-care has really reminded me actually of the strength that I have to persevere, to go through certain things, but also to come out and to be able to find the lesson in the things that I've gone through and to be able to translate that into something powerful so that others can learn from that. Specifically, my meditation practice, my writing practice, and just being able to communicate the lessons. Most of my poetry is really just about, these are the lessons that I've learned, this is what has happened, or these are the stories that I've either heard from other people, and these are the lessons that I'm picking apart from them, and then I present it to other people. The next thing that self-care has taught me is how to increase my capacity. Since I started really taking care of myself and really getting to know who I am and who I'm becoming and the things that I need and what I want in life and my vision and my goals, I've learned so much about stewardship, especially how to be a good steward of my gift, how to be a good steward of my home, my body, physically, like my first home, my temple, and my physical space around me. From learning more about who I am and who I want to be, realizing that I have a lot more capacity, not just to do certain things, but to be who I want to be. And some tangible, actual practices that have taught me that is being able to understand my needs and wants and then communicating that to folks. If I am asked to do certain things that don't align with who I am and who I'm becoming, I now have the capacity to say no. I now understand ways to say no so that I'm not doing things that are beyond my capacity, so to speak, or overexerting myself. The next thing that self-care has taught me is multiplying my gift. I'm a poet, and those who know me know that I've been writing for some time now. Recently, I started getting back into drawing and painting, which is something that I really enjoyed when I was in grade school. And self-care has taught me to multiply my gift in terms of understanding that my gift is actually another tool to take care of myself, to learn myself, to grow myself. In that, I've been able to make time to continue to work on my gift. I write every single day. Y'all have seen in my routine videos, on my self-care Sunday videos, you always see a portion of me writing, reading scriptures in the morning, sending up a prayer, and things of that nature. And so I'm always engaging in my gift. Even this channel is another way for me to engage in my gift, to be of service to other people, to share the things that I've learned, and to be an example and the proof of what is possible. Like the scripture says, your gifts will make room for you. And so I have been able to do so over the years, and Lord willing, will continue to do so. And the last thing, probably one of the most important things that self-care has taught me about myself, is how to be in community. Like I said, I've been practicing self-care since I was young, but a lot of folks considered that as selfish. A lot of people still think that self-care is selfish, but I'm able to communicate the ways that I practice self-care in a very specific way, and I'm able to practice self-care while being in community without others feeling like I'm taking away from them, and then without myself feeling like I am sacrificing my health, my mental health specifically, because a few years ago, like I've shared before, I used to experience anxiety a lot, and I had daily migraines because I was always trying to prove something to somebody. I was always trying to pour into people and be like, see, I care about you, you should care about me in this way type thing. I was just martyring myself and sacrificing myself to just be there for people and to support people, and then we get super jaded when they didn't reciprocate, because sometimes people don't even want the help that I'm offering them. And self-care has really taught me to, one, be compassionate with myself and understand that I am a human being and I need the exact same type of care and energy that I'm trying to bestow on other people. And then it's also taught me to effectively communicate my needs and wants and my boundaries, so that when I'm in community, I'm able to communicate to people what I need and then ask them what kind of support that they need, if anything. And so people are just very clear when in community with me. That is a wrap for today. I hope that supported you. I hope that you can take some pointers from my personal story into your wellness journey and start to make better decisions and carve some time out to pour into yourself so that you can be your best self, as well as support your family, your loved ones, your community, without actually sacrificing your mental health. And if you want further support, you are welcome to book a strategy session with me, where I sit down with you for about an hour and we come up with a self-care system that works for your lifestyle. And also, my Prioritizing Your Wellness course is available. It is a self-paced course that I walk you through my peace model for self-reflection and give you actionable tools and steps to help you start your self-care journey. You can find the details of that in the description box below. And of course, if you just want to be a part of the tribe, all you got to do is subscribe, pull up a seat, grab your water. Say your piece in the comments below, and I'll talk to y'all real soon. Peace and love.